Welcome back to the Tropical Update. It's Thursday, August 17th. I'm Tom. I'll be guiding you through the graphics tonight, and we'll be looking at Gert, which is now a Category 2 hurricane with 105 mile an hour winds, and we'll also be looking at 4 tropical waves that are out in the Atlantic and possibly where they're going to be going. Let's pull up our first graphic. Tropical headlines. Gert is moving east-northeast at 35 miles an hour, and it has winds of 105 miles an hour. The pressure is 967 millibars, and that's 2856 inches of mercury. We also have 4 tropical waves out in the Atlantic we'll be looking at. And this just shows you that with 105 mile an hour winds, it's a Category 2 hurricane. So that's the strongest hurricane we've had in the Atlantic or the Caribbean this year. And this is a 2-day graphical. And you can see 1, 2, and 3, and the X is a wave that's just coming off of Africa. Number 1 is a 60% chance in 2 days of development. And the number 2 one right behind it is 40%. And the one coming off of, and number 3 is 0. So let's see. The next graphic up, this sort of shows the 5-day graphical. And you can see where they're headed. And 91L, that one is probably going to go south of Puerto Rico and Jamaica. The other ones we really need to watch because they look like they're going to be headed north of the islands. And here's 91L, and you can see that it's going to go pretty much west, and it's going to go south of Puerto Rico, south of Jamaica. But remember that most of the convection and stuff is on the northeast side of these storms. So they very well could get some rain and wind out of this. And here's a picture of it. Here's 91L. And you can see there's some convection, but it's disorganized. But they believe 60% chance that it's actually going to develop. The next one is 92L, and this one we really need to keep a good eye on because you can see the track is showing it north of the islands, north of Cuba, and that's headed really right towards South Florida or maybe even the Keys. So this one we're going to keep a very good eye on and watch this one closely. Here is a picture of it, satellite picture. And you can see it has a little bit of convection. It could even be interacting with 91L that's in front of it. Now this one shows you there's 4 waves out there. This is tomorrow's forecast. So they're not depressions, they're tropical waves. Next up they would become a low pressure or what they call a depression. Our next up is our experimental, and they're showing 91L, a 96% chance of developing in the next 120 hours. So it's pretty much a given that at least 91L, the one closest to the islands, will develop and move west. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, and make sure you come back. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll keep an eye on 92L, the one that looks like it may be going north of the islands. And we should have our new computer run soon. And we will talk to you tomorrow night. And till then, have a great day. Thank you for tuning in.